Hey guys, Greg here, Underground Graphics, to continue part of our Bronco Sports Series. We worked diligently on Sunday to get you several kit installs and photos of our 3-bar and 5-bar as well as our Freedom panels. This is our Heritage kit. Again, follow obviously some of those lines or that kit that's coming on that factory edition. Almost exactly the same. Tried to get as close as we could to follow that same body line. We're actually going to be using the same measurements coming up from the vent and from the handles as we did on our 3-bar and 5-bar. So that's kind of that will be our go-to for our side stripe kits on the Bronco Sport. So we will be including these measurements. Even this, we're finding a little bit of adjustment with it, just depending to taste. That's typically on the rear. These bodies have so much curve, and there's really no defined lines. Everything is just kind of, you know, this line actually comes up a little bit towards the rear. This comes up into the window. The center of this vehicle is wider than it is in the front and the back. So it's these stripes are very difficult to get a solid measurement for. Anyway, but we have hit what we think is the best, what's going to work for all of our kits. And again, just want to say that up front, so you know when you see these installs, if this is something you want to do on your own, or if you want to take this to a professional, we do include a little card that has a QR code on it. So if you're unsure you want to do this, scan that QR code. That'll get you a 3M certified installer in your area. You can also call us if you have any questions. Again, open it up, look at it, make sure this is what you want to do before you install it. We do offer this. These kits will come with IPC, which is that Install Protection Care program. That means if you do make a mistake, one of these stripes goes down crooked, you can't pull that back up. Take a picture of it, document it, give us a call. We do have there's a page on the site that'll give you instructions on what to follow if you want to make a claim. What that means is we'll send that out to you. We'll cut you a new kit, or a new kit, not a full kit, but we'll cut you a stripe, a piece or two of that kit, whatever was damaged or installed incorrectly. All we're asking you to do is pay shipping. So again, great thing, a little bit of insurance for your kit, for your install. That works for the installer too, but again, same process applies. We do want to know what happened. What else? So again, back to this Heritage kit. This is going to be a popular one. Same thing we did on the full-size Bronco. Basically, most of our kits of the full-size we're adapting for the Bronco Sport. So far, everything's been fantastic. We're hoping to add a few more here in the next coming weeks, but we have got a lot to go up on the site. By the time this video is up, those should be on there, but if not, give us a call. They're in the system, they're just not on the site yet. All right, so tools for this kit. Again, I've already got this taped up, so again, we're going to go over that. I'm going to go, as I start to apply it, show you where those hits were. But the tools you're going to need on this, obviously, masking tape. Let's go around this table right here. Our masking tape, a cutting blade. This is something I've been using for a decade or so, but you can purchase if you want to get a craft knife. We do have that available on the site now. As far as the squeegee goes, this is what you're going to get with the kit. We do recommend getting a felt edge on that. Again, I like to use this as my personal squeegee. These are a little more expensive than an economy one, but again, that's my personal one. So if you want to get something with that felt edge, this will come with it. You can get this on the site. This just peels from the back, adhesive up, lay it over, flip it over, and put it on there. This is what it'll look like when it's finished. This is on the site as well. 3M gold squeegee. These will last forever. So, tape measure, ruler, alcohol, water mix. We talked about that in every video. 10% alcohol, 90% water. That's our magic combo, what we like. So you do want to make sure we get that surface nice and clean. No ceramic coatings. If you do have coating on there, you can test it. Take a piece of masking tape. If it sticks, you're going to be good to go. If it doesn't feel like it's tacking very well, that means you've got a really good ceramic coating on there. We found that a little bit of buff on that little compound will take that off just enough so we can get a good adhesion, but again, that's up to you. We can't warranty a kit that's been installed over ceramic coating, so you may want to call your detailer back, see if they can take just that section off, get that stripe on there, and then have them go back and coat over that stripe. Fantastic. It'll keep that vinyl nice and good for years to come. All right, so we went over all that. Let's get these measurements taped up on the window. And as we've done, I think we did 14 or 15 kits yesterday, right? Yeah, it was a lot. So I'm going to grab my scissors, which I got right over here. I didn't mention scissors. We need scissors, squeegee. I've got taped up. Get this knife. Make sure I don't drop that in my pocket with the blade open. And I like to start front to back. And again, these measurements, about 1/8 to 1/4. I like to have a little bit of paint showing, so I did come up with this a little bit on that. That's going to come right over. It's 1 1/8, I believe. Yep, 1 1/8 from bottom of the stripe to the top of the vent. And I can tape door stripe to the front fender stripe, make a mark there, match that there, and then we're coming back here. The next measurement's going to be on that front door handle, 2.5 inches, bottom of the handle, bottom of the stripe, or top of the handle, bottom of the stripe. Same thing on this back handle here, 2.5 inches, top of the handle, bottom of the stripe. Right here in the middle, this is the widest part of the vehicle. Obviously no handle to measure from. We're coming from the trim down, and I believe from here to here was 3.5. Made our mark, taped it, and then from here back, you're really going to let this piece lay flat, tape here, and you want to be right above this gas cap. This is where it gets kind of funky. That body line that's come here does start to turn up as it gets towards the back. If you follow that body line, this is going to run up and it's going to get too close to this and it's going to look crooked. If you leave it straight, it is a little bit lower to that tail light line as it is to the headlight line, but again, its stripe does stay straight. So this is the line that we went with. Those are those key measurements. And again, what we find best thing to do is to stand behind the stripe or in front of the stripe and just look down that stripe, and you'll really see, you'll see the bend in that. Just look for any inconsistencies. If anything needs to be adjusted, adjust it. This is the time to do it. So once that's all taped in place like I have here now, and you're good with it, then we can go get started on it. So I like to start front to rear, so I'm going to go ahead and pull. I got my tape from my front door on there. I'm just going to tape that out of the way. And again, I've got these little tricks that I like to do so I'm not using a blade as much, or if I don't have to, where I can put that squeegee edge on that tape, pull that up, and now there's my mark. So we're going to go ahead and pull this back. And this vinyl, unlike the printed kits, like the 3-bar and 5-bar, this is 100% the same wrap material that we're putting on color change cars. If you're familiar with those terms, 3M 1080 or 3M 2080, this is that film. So this is air release vinyl, which means we do not do these wet. We gave up wet install kits over a decade ago, and found that this is technology. This is where the kits have gone, and it makes installation so much easier once you get used to it. Again, we have a lot of people that say, why don't you do them wet? Well, because you don't have to. So same thing, make that mark. And I'm using that soft edge. This is a small stripe, so I can put that on there and not worry about scratching the paint. I mean, I wouldn't do that too hard. It may leave a light surface scratches in the paint, but with that soft edge on there, it's all right. So you can match that right up. And I'm going just kind of light. I'm gonna take that tape up so I can get that under there. Now once we're on there and we peel up that mask, you can go back over that vinyl with the soft edge, but you really don't want to use the hard edge. Again, it may leave some light surface scratches. Isn't horrible. A heat gun will take that out. We are going to use that heat gun after the kit is completed for a post heat. All right, so I want to tuck these edges in. So we trim these really close, so you have to be real careful just to pick up that transfer paper. And again, you don't want to pull straight out on this. You want to pull this against itself at 180 degrees. Nice and slow. I've got everything taped up, so I really don't want to open the door to push that in. However, this is so small, we can just lift that up off that door, use that edge to tuck it in. That was barely tacked on this door, so I'm just going to kind of tuck that away for now. Once we get this all on there, we'll come back and make sure we heat. We also have this here, which I just want to get a good tack on there. And then I'm going to take that blade What we're going to do on this edge is just get a little bit of that blade out, and if you have the craft knife, same thing. That top edge of that blade you want to put on the hood, and we're going to go on the hood, not the fender, and come right down. So we're just dragging right along that edge. So I don't want the blade to hit that paint, but I'm just taking it just a hair off of that to give it a straight cut. And once that's done, those edges in there, and there we go. To match that up, we really don't need this tape on here, but I'm going to do that just so it doesn't shift. Come back, do the same thing, and you can kind of see a pattern here. 4 panels, 3 times we're going to do this. That front one, well, yeah, the last one, you don't have that last piece on there, so. Oops. Right there, I pulled that off. It's also important that we have our hands clean. We will be touching the back of that adhesive, so make sure a little soap and water, maybe alcohol. You can use that spray bottle of alcohol water mix as well. And give it a little tug, not too hard. You don't want to stretch it too much, but to keep that taut. You don't want this to droop on that door. So that's why, again, that's how I have those tape lines on there too, just to make sure that's not drooping on that door. And again, this vinyl, you can really let that lay, and then you can squeegee all that out. That printed vinyl is a little trickier to work with. And then watch here into this mirror. Just want to fold that under like that, because again, I don't want this to droop. So keep that taut. Don't pull too tight. Line those stripes up. Light tack. And again, come back. Just lay that down. So as we're going down, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. I can see we're right on those marks. So again, you can see right here, little small wrinkle. Again, the beauty of this film, you just touch that, it comes right out. So I'm going to come back and same thing, just the opposite for each. Make sure that blade is sharp. Now I can tuck that in. Again, once I open up these doors, we can really get in there good. I'll hit that front one. And this may be, again, I've got that, it's got enough on that front panel. I'm going to see if I can lift that up and then just tuck it in. Got that one. Let me see why that's not tacked. There we go. Again, I'm just doing this to get that out of the way. Now I can open these doors, but I'll have to go back when we're done and make sure those edges are tucked. Thought it'd be good to do with that heat gun as part of that post-heat process. I think I've been forgetting to do that after these stripes are done, so it is important. Remember to go back and post-heat. And all that means is you're taking that heat gun and you're going over the vinyl, just nice and warm. Look for any bubbles that'll come up if you're not if it didn't get enough pressure from the adhesive from the squeegee. It'll show a little bubble in there. So that's when you want to go back, heat it. If you see it, take the heat off, go back, let it cool for a second, go back with the squeegee, soft squeegee on that, put that back down, then go back and heat it again. Right, so now it's that third one we're doing like that. Now we are going to extend this door. I noticed yesterday when we were doing all those kits that this door is almost cut exactly to those edges. So we're going to add probably a ½ inch, maybe a little more, so you've got a little bit more room on that. So in this case, I may pull just a little bit. And again, I don't want to pull too hard, or it'll shrink the stripe just a little bit. But so I'm gonna give just a hair tug on that. Match that up. And with all of our kits, something to remember: if you need or you want to do something custom, you want to put a logo in here, some text, we can do that. Just ask. I think we have a notes section on the website when you place an order. Put it in there and then give us a call just to confirm that we got it. We can send you an email proof so you know, so we confirm what we're doing for you. But all of our kits are editable. All right, we're right along those tape lines. That's perfect. Again, on this one, because I didn't go have these stripes extended, again, we'll have that fixed for the production kits. I'm gonna have to just kind of pick from the top and hope I don't grab that stripe to get this transfer paper. There we go. Again, it's best to have that a little bit of overlap on that so we can just grab it off that other door. Additionally, and then we have a little bit more to tuck if you wanna go further in with that. All right, now we're at the end. So again, I'm gonna make a little tear on that so I can see my lineup. Line that right up. Again, if you can make a mistake, I just got a little wrinkle in it. Pull that back up. There we go. Again, this is that stripe in the back that if you come up just a little bit, you've got some room to move back here. Pull that up. Check that on there. All right, now I know I got all those pieces open up. I can't open that up. I can tuck that in, tuck these in. Oops, I hit that front one. Tuck this one in. The only one you're gonna have a little bit of a trick with is the front of this door. So this one's up at the top. So if you can see that little pieces hanging there, you can see some remnants of yesterday's stripe right there. But I'm gonna wanna just, and again with heat, it's great. You don't have to have it. I'm doing this, again, this is our demo, so just make sure you got a good tack on that. So with the heat gun, again, just nice and warm. You want to burn yourself. You do want to get those edges down. That heat's going to get that vinyl soft, get that adhesive warm. And then want to go back over everything we've done. And if you keep these circular motions, that just spreads that heat. If you keep that in one spot, it's going to burn it. And you can get pretty close with it. Again, this vinyl can take up 220 degrees. Even more. We usually don't go past that, but 180 to 220 depending on the type of vinyl. And again, what I'm looking for is just anything like a little bubble, something that comes up. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to get this floor cleaned up a little bit. We'll get some pictures, a little quick video of that. And again, this kit is going to be, this is the Heritage kit. We're going to have those measurements, this install, what you just watched is going to be the same for our first editions, as well as our topography, which will be coming soon. It's all going to follow that same line. There's going to be kits that are maybe a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, different colors obviously, but again, all the same install. So if you see this on the site and you're like, okay, well, which kit is this? That link for install will be the same. As always, any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 Central Standard Time. And yeah, see you next time.